know where the students are. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I have absolutely nothing to say, so I'm just going to turn this over to Jarrett. You guys have a good workout.
Ring the bell, honey.
I'll be right around the corner if you need me.
All right.
Let me.
For today, does everyone have the Tai Chi bond, the Tai Chi stick? All right. And there may be a little noise in my house. I told we're starting a home renovation. They're actually starting the demolition today, but I told them not to come until 9:30. We'll see if they actually listen. So there may be a little bit of noise with that. Okay, so I think everyone has a Tai Chi stick. So we're just gonna start off with some just gentle stretching. I know this isn't the full stick, but just up and down. And when you get up, just side to side. And down. So the Tai Chi stick, the Tai Chi ball, just be the weight that guides you lower. A little bit to your left. A little bit to your right. Back up. Now we're going to do an around the circle. So just go as comfortable as you are, as you want to. Reverse. And back to center. Regroup. And 3 breaths. So Annie, right now I have your screen pinned, so I'm going to remove that pin. Okay. So now I can see everybody, I think. All right. Morning, Jim. Morning, Genevieve. And if there are any questions as we go through today, just go ahead and ask. So with the Tai Chi on, we're going to warm up. So there's just a quick reminder. I think everyone knows you have the hands in, hands out, and there's two versions. You go in, you go out. Then there's over, and then we're just going to warm up with some gentle. I'm going to be in a horse stance. but you can be in any stance you want. You could do some regular, you could be a little bit wider, but you don't have to go low. So I'm going to be in horse stance, and I'm going to take my hand, and it's going under. The right hand is going to be going under. Palm. Left hand unwinds. Two. And back up. Deep breaths. And I'm going up about 1 minute for each one. So the first one we did was under. So thinking of my active hand is, as I go into that direction, is going to be going under. The next time it's going to be going over. So over. This is more of a horizontal unwinding. So I'm just going to talk for a second. I know you've viewed a lot of this with Malcolm or Michael. Just going to add in my own things here. So this first one, we're tucking under. The unwind to me is the unwinding part is moving in more of a vertical plane. So that's how I distinguish the two. As I unwind, I'm sinking my elbow, coming under, and then I'm kind of going up and over. Ooh, up and over. The second one where you're over, that's a horizontal plane to me. So everything's moving on the same horizontal plane. It's sinking, but the plane is horizontal. Okay, so over.
Guys, let me make a comment here. Watch Jarrett's hands. You notice how his two hands are touching each other. They're not separated from each other. So bring your hands together so they touch. And you might notice something else. Now, you guys doing this for the first time, you just gotta sort of worry about getting the basic idea of the movement. So don't worry about this. But once you get comfortable with this movement, it's not about your hands. It's about your danchen, your daimai, and your kwa.
All right, I think that's our a little bit over a minute there. As Malcolm was saying, my hands, they stay in gentle contact, not shoving together too hard, not too far apart, just gently making contact, brushing each other, reminding each other where they are. So as I turn through, they're just gently making contact. Gently making contact. Another part on this, and you may already know this, one hand, as you're moving through, one hand is maintaining contact. It's fixed, if you will, and it's doing the turn. The other one is gliding, and it's making a rotation around it. So yeah, as I go forward, my bottom hand is the one now that change its grip. Top hand is rotating, and then they change. So as you go through these, pay attention to that contact. Pay attention to the contact of the whole hand. So it's not just fingertips doing it. And then pay attention to which hand is the fixed versus which hand is, if you will, floating. Still making contact, but you'll hear it. Okay.
Also, guys, notice Jarrett's Tai Chi bomb. Also his dog.
Yeah. Okay. Closed off the room for the dog.
Notice Jarrett's Tai Chi bomb. This is a dumpling roller from one of the Chinese stores out there on Irving. And Master Jean gave that to Jarrett. He gave one of those to all of us. Somebody stole mine, believe it or not. But that's actually a very precious object.
Not worth a lot financially, I'm sure, but very precious. Okay. So we've done the under, we've done the over of the hands closed. Now we're going to go out to the sides. This is actually probably my favorite. So we're going to go to the left. Oh, Malcolm, I should ask, do they know these?
No.
No, they don't, Jarrett. So
Oh.
you're teaching. I mean, we've done them once or twice.
Right.
Demonstrated them, but
Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry for the crash course there.
no, that's perfect. I think it's wonderful. Good.
All right. Well, I'll be a little bit closer to explain this one. So the one we're just doing. So I should probably see. Let me connect these a little bit. These are the fundamental movements you do all through the Tai Chi forms. You do them in push hands. You do them in silk reeling. So so if we think of this movement, right? We're doing this one. Silk reeling, we do the open. And a lot of people, when they start learning it, it's awkward. It's confusing. Where do my hands do? What's my chest doing? This is the move. This is what we're just doing. The over. This is the same move. So if I do it facing you, there's that move. Oh, there's that open we just did. You're just connecting it on the two ways. Good. So let's go. We'll go on. This is a crash course. Hands together, one under, one over. Now we're going to move to the hands out. And actually, for this one, we're going to start on the side. We're going to go left to right. You want to hold just go ahead and place it in your hand. So let's start with your hands upside. And then we're just going to turn it here. Good. All right. And let's see. Good. And as you do this, you're just going to be turning it up and turning it back. I'm giving you the pieces, and then we'll make it into something. All right, you got it, Jim. Genevieve, I can't see you, but I think you're there. All right. Okay, so now we're going to, I'll go ahead and hold it with the other hand too. And you're going to hollow your chest. brings it across in a curve, comes up, tucks on the inside, and comes out. Oh. Chest open, chest hollow, chest open, chest hollow, chest open, chest hollow.
What Jared is doing when he says chest hollow is really important. That's without that, you don't get the core body work. So watch his chest closely, especially between the Danshan and the Tanzhong, and see if you can copy some of that.
Yeah. You want to, you're hollowing the whole area, and then you're opening. One of the things that I'll encourage you is also pay attention to your back, where your back stays flat. What you don't want to do is be arching your back. You know, the thing where you start doing this, you got that S curve. You don't want the S curve. So you keep your back filled, and you're really opening up and closing, keeping that back straight. This is a great exercise for that. And you take this and you put it in your Tai Chi or your Qigong, your silk reeling. Again, on one side, chest open, hollow, shift weight. And there's so many things that are practiced within this too. You have your chin na or your joint lock techniques, in particular, how to get out of one. Good. One hand is gripping, one hand is floating or rotating on the stick. So as you're coming across, that's hand, and that's the grip. Switch the gripping. As you go to your left, it's your left hand gripping. As you go to your right, it's your right hand gripping. Good.
This is a little more advanced. Maybe Jared can demonstrate this. But notice the relationship between the stick and his forearm when he's doing this. His forearm sticks to the stick. Watch. Right here.
Gentle contact. Gentle contact. You don't want to overdo it and like torque you're not trying to twist your elbow unnaturally or your wrist. You're just maintaining that gentle contact we're talking about. Same as that gentle contact of your hands. So the Jin, you're listening energy as you go through.
Yeah, remember the stick is your opponent, is the forearm of your opponent. So you're listening to the stick.
Keep that contact through that. Oh, and that's where my contact begins. And switch. Contact. Contact. Contact, contact, and then your transition. Contact, 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 and then you switch. The other hand, you're also listening. I know we're talking about a rotating, one hand's fixed, one hand's rotating. You're listening as you come through. This hand is very active. If you're in a two-person situation, they have your wrist here, you have their hand. Hollow, open, hollow, open. Great. Okay, so quick review. I'll be in more stance, a little bit closer to the camera. So the first one, you're going to the left, your hand goes under, Pong, and then opens, Pong, opens, Pong, opens, Pong. And the next one, so if you'll, that was 1A, 1B is it goes over. Over. Good. Good. And the third one was we slide out. We're going to stop there for these, and what we'll do is we'll just review these, and we can start filling in some of the other points about them. These are great to do standing. You can do them in a horse stance like I was doing. You can also just do them stepping. You can do them in place, right? Shifting from one side to the next. And then what I actually like doing, if I have a little bit of space, you don't need a lot, is doing them walking. So open up your quad, open your foot, step in. Open your quad, step, and step back. Close that foot. Close that foot. Or if you just want it in place, step back up, step in. Step up, step in. Step up, step in. And if you want to try it on your own, that one we're doing, this one, in place. Step up, step in. Step up, step in. Good. Okay. Good. Any questions? All right.
It's not that they don't have questions, they're just overwhelmed. It takes, you gotta do this half a dozen times before it starts to sink in, so,
Yeah.
these are great exercises, they're really, as you get more used to them, they become more and more internal. And the more internal they become, the better the exercise are. Master Zhang used to say of these exercises, inside you, big snake, right? This is how you develop your internal gong, your internal snake energy. And it's very effective at that. And you'll notice Jared did his in kind of a halfway horse stance. You guys did it higher, and that's absolutely fine for the beginning. The important thing is just to kind of learn the routine and go along. But as you get more comfortable, you can lower your stance a little bit, and that will really involve your abdomen and your lower back and upper legs, which is the strongest part of your body. Anyway, thank you, Jared. That's great.
Yeah, highly.
Go ahead, go for it.
All right. If you want to do it in horse stance, I would encourage you, if you're starting out, box in your time on it. Like, okay, we're going to do 10 each side, 20 total or something. Narrow it down. You don't have to be in there for 5 minutes, and it's not about burning your thighs, and it's just kind of using this as a way to move your body a little bit more. Just go with whatever you're comfortable. But Malcolm, you probably remember back when we were doing this as a group with Master Zhang, he would have depending on who was there. If it was a few of the younger whippersnappers, he'd have us, and he would just keep us in that stance for 5-10 minutes. And when it was in the big group, it would be like, maybe a minute at most, and then everyone would come stand back up, shake out their legs. So it's not about torturing your legs. It's just about mobility. Yeah. All right, let's move into silk reeling. We'll start out with the neck turn. Circle. Changing weight as you move down. Follow your chest. Open your chest. Reverse. Let's keep on the next. Now forward. Reverse. Sinking down. Lifting up. Your breaths. Left foot ahead. shoulder. Reverse. Switch. Reverse. Switch to double. Reverse. Oh. Shift weight. So. Keep that quad, keep your quad open. Switch. And switch. Reverse. 3 breaths. There, left foot. Opening up vertically. Shoulder. Medium. Full. Right side. Slow. Medium. Full. So the next one is this movement. As we do it, think back to earlier how we were doing this part. Which was this is over. Here's that open, hollow. And there's that finger that slides under. So think back to that exercise. Left foot forward. One. Switch. Long. Under. Open. Turn. Hollow. Open. Open guides the hands. One more. The horse stance. Double. Reverse. Up. Check out your legs for a second. And back down. Out the side door. Reverse. Up. The front door. White 8 presents fruit. Ji Hong Lu Han. Keep that back. Keep your back filled or straight. Switch. One thing that I was talking about in my own class recently was the hand posture as you come in to bear, if you will, the beginning part of your bearing fruit. And what I see is common is people will do they'll bring their hands in and they start moving forward with their arms still a little bit out, if you will. And what we want to do is we want to connect our arms, not not squeezing like you're trying to like pinch something to your body to hold it, but aligned to make contact. So there's a little bit of brushing into the side and even bringing it a little bit into the front of your side. So not the back part of your side, but the front part of your side. And then you let your body drive it forward. So the first part of that movement is not the arms moving, it's the body moving and the arms follow. So you're using your whole body. So let me show you the difference here. On, and I come in. You see how my arms are a little bit separated. You can see the light coming through, and then I straighten up. So try to avoid that. What you want to come down on, give yourself a second for it to connect into your core and let your core drive it forward. So here's the first way, and my arms are they're out a little bit, and I'm letting my hands lead. So try to avoid that. Try to bring it down, connect into your core, and you let your core drive it forward. So your arms are still moving forward, but they're not moving forward separate from the body. They're moving forward as part of your body. So if you look at my hands in space, they've moved forward, but it's been my core is driving it forward. My dantian compared to separate. Yeah. Let's go to the next side. Okay, move forward. On, sink in, align it back into your core. Don't rush this. Feel that connection and then drive from the core. On the G, and the G brings you to the core, to your dantian. Good, good.
The point that Jarrett just made is really important, but it's important as a general principle, not just for this particular move, but basically all moves in Tai Chi and Qigong. Let your core do the work, and the arms are kind of a little icing on the cake.
On or Lu, on G, brings it back into center. And do we do reverse? Sorry. Three breaths. Full silk. Move on to elbow. We're going to jump up a little bit forward here. The elbow circles. Reverse. And keep going, keep going. Just looking to see where everyone is. All right. Here, I'm going to throw out one tip. So imagine this is the line for my shoulder. That's the imaginary line for my shoulder joint. You have obviously another line in your center, but we're going to focus on the shoulder. As we're doing this, have your elbow just cross that line. It doesn't have to come all the way over. You don't want to twist your body, but rather than your elbow coming only to the outside of that imaginary line from your shoulder, you want your elbow to come just crossing it. You see how I'm outside the line and I just cross it just a little bit. So as it comes down, it would be just on the inside of that. There you go, Jim. Genevieve, I can't see you, but I think you got the point. You just want to go a little bit more. It's very relaxed, but this little increment will make a huge difference. So just try to guide yourself just a little bit more. Good. All right, so let's go back. There you go. So cross that imaginary line, down, opened, cross that imaginary line right there. Boom, beautiful. Good. Let's go switch sides. Boom, same thing on this side. I'm going up and I'm on one side of the imaginary line and I'm crossing that line. Boom, cross that line just a little bit, just a little bit. Don't overdo it. And keep the shoulder and elbows very relaxed. No tension in your shoulder. And reverse. And cross that imaginary line. There you go. It's the line that goes from your shoulder to your hip, to your knee, to your foot. So I have these racing stripe pants on, so they'll just boom right there. Beautiful. Open, follow, open. 3 breaths. We'll wrap up with some knees. Reverse. And open. Running up and out. Reverse. Winding in and down. And down, just stretch out your paw. Guide yourself up. 2. I think that brings us to close today. Any questions, Jim or Genevieve?
I broke a sweat.
Annie says she broke a sweat.
Oh, me too. I got this painter light on so you can actually see me and I'm not in the shadows, and it's a little warm.
Jarrett, that was a great session. I hope you all picked up some of the hints that he gave in there. He's using some that I have not shared with you, and that's the value of working with different people, is you're going to get different perspectives, and then you can synthesize all those and develop your own movement. Little things like what he just pointed out, right? You want to cross that line just a little bit. There's a martial function for that, right? But the point is, you're learning a language. You're learning a language of movement. None of these exercises are that important. What's important is the underlying language. And if you can learn that, then you'll actually have Qigong or Tai Chi. And you can make any movement or any exercise into that by following the basic principles of this. But the way to learn those is in action. Right? So that particular exercise, I'm going to have Annie do it. Right? I'm going to twist her arm, and she's going to bring her elbow up and bring it across the line and down on my arm. Oh, okay, she's got me. That's what you're doing. You don't need to go, you don't need, as Jared just said, you don't need to go clear over here, because they're not over there. They're right in front of you. All you need to do is cross just a little bit, and then on, followed by a little G, and they'll go flying back there. Anyway, pay attention to all these little things, because this is traditionally how you learn. You come to class for 10 years, and every day you get a dozen of these little things. You're going to forget 6 of them, but you're going to hold on to 6 of them. And slowly over time, you learn to speak this language.
Yeah.
Okay, any last questions or comments for Jarrett?
Just a big
Okay.
thank you. It's wonderful,
Gladly.
Jared. Thank you.
Gladly.
Thank you,
I'll be here
Jared.
tomorrow, and Malcolm, if you need me, I can jump in on Monday. So let me know.
Okay.
Right.
You're welcome to bring any questions, and I'll throw a few little things out there. And I think one I'll add. So Malcolm touched on the martial aspect. There's definitely, that extra movement is where the martial part comes from. The other part to me is finding those extra 5% or those extra little kind of the extent of the full range of the movement, every movement all the way. That's where I also get the better stretch. So that from a physical standpoint, that's the magic of the stretch too. So that's where the Qigong properties come into play.
I think I've told you guys before, when Jarrett says every movement all the way, that was a famous phrase from Master Zhang. Every movement all the way. It was so famous, we actually had t-shirts made up with that on there. And what he means by that is it's that last 5 or 10% that's got most of the energy in it. So if you go 90% of the way, that's good. But if you go 100% of the way, it's much, much better, right? So again, pay attention to these things and get that last little bit in there, and it will really up your game. Okay, guys, Jarrett, thank you very much again. He's going to be here is like a show in Vegas. He'll be here tomorrow and Saturday, right? Think about, he's going to do the Tai Chi class on Saturday at 10. Even if you're not in Tai Chi, think about coming to the class, because again, it's not about the particular movements, it's about the underlying language, and you can pick up a lot just from, he's going to be working on elbow to heart. He doesn't know it yet, but that's what he's going to be working on. And you'll pick up information you can bring into your Qigong. Okay, guys, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Thank you, Jarrett.
Gladly.